The Caribbean nation of Haiti has been held hostage by armed gangs for over 3 weeks now. Taking advantage of Prime Minister Ariel Henry's absence late last month, multiple armed groups launched coordinated attacks on key facilities, including police stations, police academies and the international airport. Under mounting international pressure and also having been stranded in Puerto Rico, the Prime Minister Ariel Henry pledged to step down once a transition council and also an interim Prime Minister is appointed. But the Prime Minister's announcement has in fact failed to put a stop to the gang violence. Scores of people have been killed in the violence and at least about 17,000 Haitians have been rendered homeless. A major cause of concern is that gun trafficking from the American state of Florida is providing arms for these violent criminal gangs. Our next report gets you more details.
The recent history of Haiti has been one of tumult and chaos. The assassination of former President Jovenel Moise in July 2021 created a power vacuum, and the gangs and criminal groups, sensing an opportunity, swooped in. Elections have not taken place since 2016, and the presidency remains vacant. Elections were supposed to be held in Haiti, and the Prime Minister Ariel Henry scheduled to cede power to the newly elected officials by the 7th of February this year, which didn't happen. Armed gangs in control of vast swathes of Haiti launched a coordinated attack on the 29th of February in a bid to oust Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who was in Kenya at the time finalizing details for the deployment of a foreign armed force to Haiti to combat the gangs. He has since struggled to return home and is currently stranded in the US territory of Puerto Rico. As unrest spread, a notorious gang leader, Jimmy Cherizier, also known as Barbecue, warned that the chaos engulfing the capital, Port-au-Prince, will lead to possible genocide and civil war unless the Prime Minister steps down. Police stations, police academies and the international airport, Toussaint Louverture, were targeted. Two of the country's biggest prisons were stormed by armed gangs, resulting in the escape of 4,000 inmates. Finally, on the 11th of March, Haiti's unelected Prime Minister, 74-year-old neurosurgeon Ariel Henry, pledged to step down once a transition council and an interim Prime Minister is appointed. But that did not help matters. Gang violence in Haiti continued to escalate, with two upscale neighborhoods in the capital, Port-au-Prince, bearing the brunt early Monday morning. At least a dozen people were killed, forcing the extension of nighttime curfew to Wednesday. The next day, Jimmy Cherizier made a public appearance in the capital, accompanied by heavily armed members of his G9 gang federation. He called for a march to the National Palace, in defiance of the state of emergency that prohibits demonstrations. What explains the audacity and the defiance of these criminal gangs? Does the root of the problem in Haiti lie elsewhere? As heavy gunfire echoed across once peaceful communities in Port-au-Prince on Wednesday, New York City Mayor Eric Adams, flanked by religious leaders at City Hall, called for help in reining in the flow of guns to Haiti.
Far too often in this hemisphere, weapons that are made here in America are being used not only what is taking place in Haiti, but in Trinidad and other the Caribbean countries. The Caribbean diaspora is finding itself under a siege for some of these weapons, but specifically when gangs are using these weapons to bring about havoc in the country. It impacts not only those who are in Haiti, but what I would continue to say, but the Port-au-Prince of America is New York.
Given the deteriorating security situation in Haiti, the international presence has dwindled. Earlier this month, the United Nations, the US, and Canadian embassies withdrew their staff. The United States, in a press briefing on Wednesday, announced that it is organizing government-chartered helicopter flights to evacuate Americans from Haiti. The State Department estimates that the number of American citizens who have reached out is approaching 1,600.
Haiti is a level 4 do not travel country. It's been so since 2020. The violence on the ground in Port-au-Prince has been dire. The security situation is certainly one of high risk, but I will also just say that we would not conduct such an operation if we did not feel that it was safe to do so, and that we did not have the expertise to conduct something like this. So I will just leave it at that, given security concerns. And of course, the situation on the ground is one of the biggest factors into determining the frequency at which we can do this and what other options might be available to American citizens, including potential commercial options.
The Americans are leaving no stones unturned, with helicopters expected to make several trips from Port-au-Prince to Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. But what about Haiti, a nation of 11 million which has been taken hostage by 7 major gang coalitions, where 350,000 people have been internally displaced, 4.35 million people face acute food insecurity, and 1 million are merely a step away from famine. Lest we forget, Haiti is in danger and in urgent need of humanitarian assistance.